welcome back to my channel. My name is Marlene. For those of you who are new and it's your first time watching, welcome. So today I'm going to be making a carrot bread, and I'm also going to make the cream cheese frosting that goes with it because every carrot bread or carrot cake needs to have cream cheese frosting. So let's go ahead and get started.
So the ingredients that you guys need are 3 cups of flour, 3 whole eggs, a can of crushed pineapple, 1 cup of oil, I'm going to use canola oil, 2 cups of grated carrot, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of pecans, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Alright, so I'm going to get started with my carrot bread. And the first thing that I always do, I'm going to go ahead and add my salt, my baking soda, and my baking powder into my flour mixture. And my flour was sifted beforehand, so I always make sure I sift it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick mix, and I'm going to set my flour aside and I'll come back to it later. So I'm going to go ahead and start mixing my brown sugar, my oil, my vanilla, and my 3 eggs. And I'm going to mix them at a low speed, and I want to make sure they just combine very good. You don't have to mix it for a very long time. Just make sure it's mixed in very well. So now that my mixture is combined, I'm going to go ahead and add the can of crushed pineapple with the juice and everything in it. And I'm just going to give it a quick mix in low speed just to make sure that the pineapple mixes in with the rest of the batter. So once that's mixed, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my flour, and I'm going to do a little at a time just so it incorporates better. So I'll just do this, and then I'll add the rest of the ingredients. So I went ahead and added the rest of the flour into the mixture, and I just let it go for a little bit longer. I want to make sure that it's completely mixed in well before I add the rest of the ingredients. And as you guys could see, it's still loose. The batter's still loose and it's kind of chunky. The crushed pineapple makes it chunky. This bread is very moist, and it's not as dense as other breads. And it's not a cake, so it's sort of like an in-between consistency, which is really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and just add the rest of my ingredients into the bowl, and I'm not going to use the stand mixer anymore. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add them by hand. So I'm just going to incorporate the 2 cups of shredded carrots and my pecans, and I'm just going to mix them in really well by hand. So I went ahead and sprayed my bread pans with cooking spray, and I was very generous just to make sure they pop out in one piece. And this batter is going to give you 2 loaves. And like I said, it's not as dense as a bread as others, and it's very, very moist. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour them in, and then I'll pop them in the oven. You're going to bake them 25 to 30 minutes at 350. And this is what they look like. So now you just have to let them cool so you could get them out the pan. Once the loaves were completely cooled, I went ahead and took them out of the pan and I placed them on a cutting board. And next I'm going to make my cream cheese frosting. This cream cheese frosting is super simple to make. You need 4 ounces of cream cheese, 1 stick of unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 cups of powdered sugar, and make sure the cream cheese and the butter are at room temperature. The powdered sugar is also sifted just to make sure I don't have any lumps. I'm going to go ahead and start adding a little of powdered sugar at a time until I'm completely done with all of it. And I'll just go ahead and let the mixture go for a little bit until the powdered sugar and the rest of the mixture is completely combined. So once the cream cheese is starting to come together, I'll add the milk, and I'll do a little bit at a time. I just want to make sure it's a little bit loose and able to work with. I don't want it very, very thick and stiff. Went ahead and took one of my loaves and placed it on top of a cake stand, and I'm going to start by decorating it, placing the cream cheese on top. This is nothing fancy, but it's still going to look super pretty, and you'll just go ahead and place the cream cheese frosting on top of the bread. I'm not going to put it all the way around like if I was frosting a cake, because a little bit of cream cheese is more than enough. Cream cheese can be very sweet and overpowering. The bread itself is not as sweet as a carrot cake, so I think the cream cheese complements it very well, just having it on the top. So once I'm done decorating, this is what it looks like. And as you guys could see, it's nothing fancy, but it still looks pretty. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna go ahead and take my chopped pecans and I'm just gonna sprinkle some on top of it. And I just wanna make sure I cover the top of it, not completely covered, but just sprinkled all over the cream cheese. And it's gonna look so much prettier. It's also gonna give it an extra crunch. And I promise you guys, it's gonna be amazing. It tastes really good. And this is the finished product. Look how pretty it looks. You could see some of the crushed pineapple, the carrots, and the pecans all the way around. And then on top you have the cream cheese frosting with the nuts. And I went ahead and cut it so you guys could see the inside. Look how moist it is. You guys could see the carrots, the nuts. It's just super good.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Any comments and suggestions are more than welcome, so you guys can leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.